Welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson, where we highlight, celebrate, and recognize students from all over the country who are doing great things in the classroom, community, and athletics. Every student deserves an opportunity for hope and a future. So let's celebrate our students, the next generation of teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and future leaders. Join us on another incredible segment of A Better Chance for Youth show with your host, Monique Robinson.
Hey guys, welcome. Yeah, my throat is a little scratchy, but I'm still here. So welcome to today's episode of A Better Chance for Youth television show with me as your host. But before we get started, I have to tell you, we are probably going to sell out. So if you don't have your tickets, the HBCU Awards, Community People's Choice Awards, get your ticket now because it's going to go down on that weekend. All right. I had to say that first, but seriously, the last day to vote for your People's Choice is coming up fast. And I will update those totals probably tomorrow because I need to rest my voice. But today we have a very, very interesting show. I met our guest a while back, but y'all know I'd never meet a stranger. And once people meet me, it's either I'm the HBCU lady or the girl that graduated from Wilberforce. So today's guests are, kind of close to my heart because they're from a program that if you was in Dayton, Ohio, and you was a young kid, you went through their program one way or the other. So let's welcome to the show our guests for today and pray I pushed the right buttons. Welcome. How are you both today?
Thank you, Dr. Monique. We're good. Great. Ready to have some fun with you on this show?
Oh, Lord. So, I already said you at the Urban League, but you also got an HBCU story that I just want to know about.
So before we start, I believe in putting my money where my mouth is. I don't know if you secured all your sponsorships for the event yet. I need you to resend me that deck.
Say less. I will definitely send it. And I want you to be in the place. We might have to shout y'all out when you get there.
Okay. Good. That works. So the backstory is Mario was a basketball star on the basketball team, and I was one of the football stars. And then the third person you see is it's like a trifecta. Dodie Wilson was our top running back, offensive MVP. I was the defensive MVP, and Mario was the jump out the gym, dunk on you, or back you down and dunk on you guy. And I always tell the story that when he would jump, I would automatically turn and run the other way because I knew what was getting ready to happen to somebody who didn't know. And we had a whole bunch of foolish people who would always try to go up. And somewhere they'll stop and Mario will keep going and then he'll bang on. That ain't no lie. It happened to me one time and that's all it took. And then we would always do these half-court shooting contests that he would, if we did 20 of them, he won 19 or 18 of them. I might have won 2 the whole time, if that. But yeah, we was good in college. And again, Lincoln gave us both a great experience because we was both D1 recruited athletes, and I got into some trouble and had to leave the D1 where I was at. And Lincoln was perfect. Guy had a plan, right? I was not supposed to be at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff or any other school where I got recruited in the Power 5 conferences. I was supposed to end up at Lincoln with Coach Jack Bush Jr. And I'll let Mario tell you a bit of his story, but yeah, we went to college together and we had a whole bunch of fun at school. And like I said, we rolled tight the whole time at school. And then God found a way to put us back together about 5 or 6 years ago. So I'll let Mario tell you his path to get to Lincoln.
So I was an all-state selection in Oklahoma on the basketball court. But I'm from a small community, a small area where I didn't get heavily recruited. So I went the junior college route. And I played at Conner State College. And unfortunately, I didn't have a kind of up and up coach. So I had multiple Division I scholarship offers that I didn't know about. and he had promised one of his colleagues at a Division I school that I would go to his school. Now, if I knew that, everything would be cool, but I didn't know anything. And at the time, I had a cousin who was coaching at Lincoln University, and I just happened to go up there and visit with him for a short while. And I think I even ran into Quincy while I was up there.
I was part of y'all recruiting trip.
Yeah, so I wasn't even, it was like they had a recruiting trip, but it was an unofficial recruit trip for me because I wasn't supposed to be there. But as Quincy said, God would have it that I eventually chose to sign and play with Lincoln University, and the rest is history.
It's one of the few winning seasons in basketball that we had.
Yeah, that year we had the biggest turnaround in NCAA history. Won 2 games the year before. We won 20 games. We won 20 games and won the conference in our first year at Lincoln.
Yeah,
that is a big.
Yeah, real big difference. Really big difference. So we had a lot of momentum and things going in a positive direction at Lincoln around that time, in the early 2000s.
Yep.
I don't want to say our age, but yeah.
Hey, no judgment here. But I'm glad that it brought y'all back together to where you're doing good things,
The funny story about us getting back together is that I was living in Trinidad and Tobago at the time. Both of our wives are Trini, by the way. And I was living there. They would come and visit, and I didn't even know. Yeah. And we never, connected while they were there. And
Wow.
out of the blue, after post-COVID, my family decided to migrate back to the U.S. And I got a message from Quincy on LinkedIn out of the blue, and I told him, he asked me what I was doing, and I told him, man, I'm about to move to Austin in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
And we can't say what I said.
No, we definitely can't say what I said. But I got a phone call shortly after.
I thought he was joking. I thought he knew I lived in Austin. I said, man, I should must tell Rhonda to say that. But it wasn't. It was the truth. And so I said, no, I got this thing I'm trying to do. Do you want to lead it? And he said yes, and we've been working together ever since.
That's cool.
So I guess that brings
definitely cool. That's a brotherhood right there.
Yep.
The brotherhood. I like that. How you all come together now. We got to take a short commercial break. But after the commercial break, I want you all to tell us about the Urban League and how that side of the work works for you.
Okay.
Are you interested in attending an historically Black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically Black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically Black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
Welcome back. I'm here with, I want to say, new friends, because I kind of met Mr. Quincy a while back, but I ain't.
Can I tell the story? So how me and Dr. Monique met was that when we were planning for the Urban League to come into town, and this was one of those times where we got pulled into a local Black art gallery. And we got the chance to meet, and I knew this sister was a kindred soul because we about our people, and we're unapologetically Black, who in the skin that we in. And you might look at me and say, Black, huh? Yeah, right. Come on. Don't get it twisted. So it was a matter of time before we hooked up to start doing this kind of service and support for our community, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say thank you, Monique, because you were consistent. I'm going a million miles all the time in a million directions, and you stayed the course. So thank you for that. And it's gonna bear fruit in our relationship and how we'll serve God's people in San Antonio.
No problem. I'm always down for the cause when it's HBCU, but most importantly, the Urban League. Like, you know the story, but I guess our audience don't. The Urban League helped me get my first summer job.
That's a great story.
It helped me get my first summer job, and I was doing everything to not get it. But my mom was like, "You go into this program," and
yeah, same thing.
Good.
Same thing. We used to have to go to Urban League programming in the summer and after school. But the backstory with the Urban League is I grew up in Urban League programming, and I had no clue that there was a national movement until in the early 2000s in my professional life when I moved to New York City.
Wow.
And I started working at the New York affiliate and was fortunate enough to get brought up to the national team. And I got to see the breadth of the movement across 36 states. So 92 affiliates across 36 states and in the District of Columbia. So it's a total of 94 and 95 now nonprofits that make up the totality of the Urban League movement. Two sides, the national movement, two parts, I should say, of one movement, the national movement and the affiliate movement that works together under the Urban League, under the National Urban League movement. And again, my desire in moving, so at the New York Urban League for 2 years, then at the National Urban League for almost 7. And then I left for a year and went and worked for the Police Athletic League. It was the best and the worst experience at the same time. But I always knew I was coming back home to the movement, right? Mm-hmm. And you'll see on the back of my shirt, it says the movement. So when you see that the movement, they talk about the Urban League. And so the Urban League is set up to provide equitable quality of life in 5 areas: education and youth development, health and wellness, justice and advocacy, workforce and community development, and what I'm missing, housing and community development, right? And so you got to figure when you look at those quality of life areas, that's where the biggest disparity exists for non-white communities. And I say it just like that: Black-led, Black focused, but I serve who come to the door, who come through the door, Black, white, or brown. We're not turning nobody away. Yeah, we serve 80 to 90% American Africans, and I said it that way on purpose. No, I am dyslexic, but no, I didn't say it backwards. I said it that way on purpose. I want our people to understand that in situations where somebody needs to conduct advocacy on behalf of our people, and this sports arena with my friend, and I can call my brother, I needed to tell the truth with my brother. This is one of those spaces where it's actually happening, right? Where we're not pretending to do the work. It's where my job is to raise money. So I go raise money from all kind of sources to make sure it's invested back into our community in a way that raises the quality of life for our people. And so when you think about that as a value proposition, I know people are looking like, why is the Urban League coming to San Antonio? Well, no one organization or one group, one faction, one person can do all of the work. The disparities are so great, it's more work than one entity or one individual or one group can do. So there's space for all of us when we decide to collaborate, right? And so this HBCU Live Experience thing was one of my brain ideas, and I said, damn, I can't pull this off until I find the right people to do it, because I want to do it, having participated in HBCU football games and basketball, but I had to find the right people. And God said, build it and I come. And his word doesn't come back void. You see Mario sitting right next to me. This divine intervention. First off, because this is my boy, I could trust him with my life, and I could trust him with my movement, and I could trust him, most importantly, with my family, right? And vice versa. So when I showed him what I had on paper for the HBCU Live Experience, he went into this space where all I had to do was, hey, Mario, what you need me to do? Sometimes he ain't always happy with me. And like, that's my job. I'm not here to make everybody happy. I'm here to bring forth the fruit of Mario and my labor. I could take partial credit for this, but I'm gonna tell you the evolution of the HBCU Live experience from a basketball perspective. When God sends you the right people, you have to get out of their way and do the support mechanism or the lead. You have to learn how to lead from the back is really what it is. I don't have to tell this man how to be a leader. He was a captain of the basketball team. He's the head of his household, and he is his wife's partner, and he's a child of God. So I can get out of the way and trust that if we set something in motion, it's going to yield high fruit. That doesn't always work out the way that we want it to, but again, we're not doing this for props from the community. We're doing this because we got a challenge and we got a direction from God to do this work. And so my job is to support my friend. Yeah, I'm the CEO. Yes, he's the director of special initiatives. But again, you have to know how to support even as the leader. And support, I can be a leader and support the leader of this initiative while being the leader of the entity. They'll tell you there are times when I won't say much. Then there's times when I talk too much, like now. So I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to let Mario talk about the HBCU Live Experience because, again, sometimes you just got to shut up.
Hey, you was in your zone.
Right.
Wasn't nothing bad said, but Mr. Mario, what is the HBCU Live?
So the HBCU Live Experience, from a student-athlete perspective, we shine a light on the athletes that hardly get that opportunity, even in their playing careers. Our model is we work with the smaller HBCUs. They play in the NAIA level. And in Texas, we have 5 of those institutions. So when Quincy talked about the evolution of the HBCU Live Experience, we're going to go back to 2022, actually our first year. It started off as an invitational event over the Thanksgiving period. Yeah. It was our first year, and a lot of people was kind of shocked, like, why would you, do that on Thanksgiving? But basketball tournaments happen Thanksgiving all the time, right, at the college level. Turnout wasn't what we expected, but the actual action on the court, the feedback we got from the teams, the players, and the coaches staff,
and the schools.
Yes, and the schools, they were blown away about the experience that they had. The second year, we switched from invitational. We went to a classic. We ran the classic 2 years straight, and that was an exceptional experience because we had the first ever HBC conference challenge, I would say. So we had the HBCU Athletic Conference versus the HBCUs from the Red River Conference, which is a conference throughout Texas and Oklahoma. And it was wonderful. We got the support from both conferences. So we went and did it another year. We added a Battle of the Border game where we had Langston University from Oklahoma play against Paul Quinn from Texas, so Oklahoma-Texas kind of rivalry game. And so that was another thing that worked out. And it was so successful from an athletic standpoint where we got approached by the conference to try to organize a conference event. Well, unfortunately, those things didn't work out because we were looking at the the spring semester during conference season. And it didn't work out with the dates, which got my mind thinking, like, you know what, we could still do this in the spring semester, but let's change it up one more time. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's go with an all-star event. Now, not to be confused with what's already out there, the HBCU All-Star game that happens during Final Four weekend, which happened last year in San Antonio. That's an NCAA activity that goes around the Final Four every year. They're doing an excellent job, and we salute them. But there's nothing for the small guys, right? And that's what I say, small guys. I'm going back to NAI institutions. These athletes are just as good. Most of them came down from Division I institutions as well. So the talent is there. You know what I'm saying? So we got representation from 22 institutions. NAI has 23 HBCU institutions and their athletic activities. So we have 22. We have representation from 22 schools coming to San Antonio on April 18th. Now, I can't go any further to talk about the basketball side. We talk about the student part of the student athlete. And that's when we have our college and career fair that's happening on Friday, April 17th. So we have about 15 HBCUs, mostly of the schools that's represented. They'll be in the place, and they'll be recruiting students on the spot with some, on the spot admissions and scholarship information. So I have to give it up for our education and youth division and our workforce and career development division that's spearheading both the college fair and the career fair.
So Dr. Monique, when you think about how you set the stage for an experience, you went to an HBCU, you had an HBCU experience, fraternities, sororities, and everything. How do we set that culture? We had such a great experience that how do we not share that with our community writ large, right? So again, we raise the resources and make the investment. So it's twofold. We should be able to give out scholarships and things to the students, right? But also support the student athlete experience, but also bring others into the fold of that HBCU Live Experience. Nobody do it like HBCUs, so we might as well give everybody a piece of that pie. Give you a little bit of taste.
Yeah. And
now you're going to be trying to wonder, well, let me go check these campuses out. They might not have the best residence hall, but man, my experience, I'll speak for myself because I went to several PWIs and got credentials and degrees, but the base was set at Lincoln University.
That part.
That foundation of success, that mindset and mentality of success, not that other schools don't, other minority serving institutions, but I got something special from the two HBCUs that I went to, right? And the ability to go into the environment and navigate the environment and find a pathway to success, the nurturing from the HBCU that I got, there's nothing else like it. And again, Coach Bush, 75 years old, but that's my dad. If I have an issue or if I need to be reprimanded, here's something, he'll call me. Have you lost your mind? He'll call me and say, great job. He'll call me and say, hey, I need to come down there for a couple of days just to check in and align. And again, that's me and Mario and Dodie and a couple of other HBCU grads here. We got a lot of Houston Tillerson grads on the team.
Oh, yeah.
We got HBCU grads from across the country, right? And that's by design, right? Black-led, black-focused, but we serving God's people. And again,
that's
I'm
good.
not here for y'all to like me. I'm on assignment, and I'm going to complete that assignment because at the end of the day, God will make provision if we stay obedient. I struggle with that sometimes.
We all do.
And I push. Me and Mario are pushing for this HBCU Live Experience because, again, we had something beautiful in our higher ed experience. And it's not something you can sit on. It's something you got to share. It's something you got to expose people to. Without access and exposure, we can see why people sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's San Antonio. What I'm saying is, if the Urban League can bring some energy and some resources to it, then let's all get together and collaborate. I'm not saying we the end all be all, but I'm saying we're a good piece to the puzzle. So fit us in, and let's go do this together.
Right.
Okay. I just need to after this commercial, if you could drop the details so we know how we can support as a community.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
What if your greatest breakthrough was on the other side of your story? Inspire Me Moments, Living Out Loud with No Regrets by Anthony Harris Brown isn't just a memoir, it's a mirror, a movement, and a map to becoming who you were meant to be. Through raw honesty, spiritual insight, and empowering reflections, you'll unpack your past, embrace your scars, and rise stronger. This book is for the dreamers, the educators, the men learning to breathe again, the women reclaiming their worth, and the leaders who lead with heart. You'll find real stories of trauma and triumph, tools for healing, and moments that remind you, the cape was never in the closet, it's always been in you. Inspire Me Moments. Live out loud with no regrets and all heart. Get your copy today everywhere books are sold.
Welcome back. I'm here with my two friends. They like family now. They don't know it yet. But they were giving us knowledge about the Urban League, their HBCU experience, and now we get like an HBCU Live coming to San Antonio.
Yep. And this is a permanent event. The difference between us and other things that's happening is we're opening an office in San Antonio, and it won't be like, you know how you have your side thing that you do? No, it'll be a full-fledged, fully operating and serving Urban League office. We're going to make the right investments, which we have been, to ensure that the same attention that Austin gives, San Antonio will get, except for we have an Austin office now and a San Antonio office. So all of the bells and whistles, like the auxiliary groups, the YP, the Influence, and the Guild. The Guild is already set up in San Antonio, if you didn't know. So I'm coming to you, Monique, for you to join.
You didn't tell me nothing. I was trying to send you my resume. I'm like, what? Sign me up.
No, resend it. Listen, look at my face. I need that resume for real.
You know how serious I be. I mean, I email it to you while we.
I need that resume for real. But I also too, I'm gonna let Mario go into a little bit of detail about how to support. But I want to say this, Monique. I believe in paying it forward, and we've made some decent investments into the San Antonio community before we even opened the office. And people say, "Well, why would you do that?" I said that they don't know me from a can of paint. They don't know the Urban League, and so you have to set the right stage or provide the right mindset in order to be received.
That's true.
Right. So Mario, tell them a little bit about how they can support HBCU Live Experience and Urban League in general.
First of all, you can go to our. You can go. Okay, you can go to our website at AAUL.org. You can get all the information on all things that we do, Urban League. All of our events are listed there. You can go to our social media accounts at AAUL Official, and share everything that we got going on in regards to this HBCU Live Experience. There's ways that you can support by purchasing a block of tickets where you could pass out to some kids that you would want to get this HBCU experience.
Yep. Kids and families. You could spread the word and have kids show up to the college fair. If you know people in need for employment, come to the career fair. And then we have opportunity for sponsorship opportunities where your brand can be seen across all activities on the digital screens. So we'll be showing those digital screens throughout Friday, Saturday, so your brand will be visible during the HBC Live Experience. And most importantly, just show up and show the support for future HBCU students, past HBCU students, and just the community in San Antonio. And again, Monique, the thing that people need to realize is it's not a grab and go. This is a sustainable effort so that the Urban League can continue to invest in San Antonio. We're going to resources from this, but then my job is to turn around and build a match to that and then invest it back into the community, right? To prove that we're serious, I'm seeking a brick and mortar down there. I want a physical building in San Antonio so that when the community needs a space, the Urban League has a space that can be offered up. When they need to come for program supports, special initiatives, they can come to a brick and mortar and get the support that they need, but they'll also see us on the ground in San Antonio.
That's good. That's good. Like I know I laugh and play a lot, but people really need to know that the Urban League is a good organization. They molded half of the things that I've learned in my career. You know, how to advocate, how to speak up, how to hold a professional conversation that I think a lot of our communities have gotten away from teaching our young people. So I'm here to help. It's, let me know.
We're coming. I can say we're here and we're coming. So it's both. Just the thing I would say to people is don't look at it as a $14 or $15 ticket. Think of it as a strategic investment into how we can balance equilibrium and quality of life. Good. Right. The other thing I'll say, Monique, if somebody asks me, how can we support? We don't know everybody. Who should we be working with and who should we be talking to and building the right relationships? I ain't talking about come out to pimp the urban league because that's not what this is. I'm talking about come out and let's rub elbows together. Let's put our 2 nickels together and let's make something shake for the community.
Hey. Now, are you, I know the answer, but our audience don't, because sometimes that might, it might help. Are you in any other organizations?
I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all know what it is. I'm also a supporter of the NAACP, as well as several others, right? So I'm about as a whole list of organizations that I support. And that same kind of energy and support will be garnered for San Antonio. Like, you're not going to see 2 or 3 people. We're going to have a full service team down there. But these things take time to be done correctly. And the reason we're taking a methodical approach to doing it this way is so that it can never be undone, right? We don't need to be here and then be gone in 24 months.
That's good.
So we plan some permanent roots, and I'm calling all talented people who want to serve the people, come holler this up at the Urban League, and come be a part of a movement, or let's make the Urban League a part of the San Antonio movement more important.
Hey, say less. I told you I'm gonna send my resume. You think I'm playing? I ain't even gonna put the doctor stuff on there.
Oh, no, I need you to put it on there. I need you to put that on there for a very specific reason. We laughing at each other, but I'm serious.
I know you are.
I'm dead serious because, again, when we hit the ground running and we build that team, the brand is something that we have to be able to trust, and the brand has to trust us to do right by it. And you just can't bring, we got some janglers and some foot shakers down there. They hustling. But the Urban League ain't a place where you come and hustle.
Not at all.
It's where you come and serve and be served.
Not at all. That's the experience that I had growing up. The experience I watched my grandmother do things through the Urban League, and it just, I got excited when I seen the symbol. I was like, oh, they coming here. So
Absolutely.
So
and
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The information, nothing is more important to a new movement than information, correct and accurate information. Mm-hmm. Some of it might not be good, but we need to know it all: the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Where the bodies are, where the skeletons are, where the new babies are. We need to know all of it. We want to know it. We want to be able to show up correctly, which is why I took the approach of over the last 2 or 3 years, coming into the community, doing stuff, meeting people, shaking hands, getting to know people. Mm-hmm. There's a way you show up, and it wasn't just buy a building and show up one day. You didn't want to do that. And then it was the HBCU Live Experience it's us proving to San Antonio that we are here to stay. That event was in Austin. And like I said, God always got a plan. Like, they tore the convention center down.
What?
They tore the convention center down. And it just by chance that Mario was like, we go to San Antonio. And we just got in the car and came down there. Yeah. And it was like, I was like, hey man, San Antonio is venue rich, land rich, property rich. Oh, we got to come to San Antonio. And y'all got a few other cultural things that Austin don't have. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh yeah, we going down there.
Makes sense. Hey, so y'all heard the challenge. If you are watching the replay, current play, or even just watching, period, please support this event. I know a lot of you all personally, and if I don't see y'all there, I'm definitely going to reach out and say, you know better, you do better. So before we go, do y'all want to just run it back really, really quick, where the event will be, what's going on, and how we can support?
Okay. Friday, April 17th at the Alamo Convocation Center at 10 a.m., we have our HBCU College Fair and our Career Fair. And that's followed by April 18th at 3 p.m. at the same venue. We have our HBCU Women's All-Star Game, followed by a live performance. And then we have...
Tell them who?
Nah, they have to come. They have to come see that.
Yeah.
And then followed by me and HBCU All-Star Game. So be in the place to be. You don't want to miss it out.
Yep. Also, to connect with us, reach out to the Urban League. If there are some things that we should be doing, like the whole support of the Project Marvel and understanding what is the advocacy around that. What was this? When I say the support, it wasn't a for or against Project Marvel. It was actually getting the correct information out into the community so an informed vote can happen. Sometimes that type of advocacy work is the most important thing you could do. And again, we're here talking about the HBCU Live Experience so individuals can understand what's in that HBCU experience for two men. And we got a couple of females on the team from HBCUs. It's about 50-50. But it's greatness here. It's not just Black greatness, it's greatness. The other thing I'll say too, Monique, is I want to work with the churches, the Black churches down there too. So I'm open to it.
I was asking that. I'm like, wait a minute, you ain't went to none of the churches. You could have easily.
Pastor Georgetown over at St. Paul's.
You need to reach out to my pastor because he's heavy in the community. Shout out to True Vision or Ackerman, my pastor. You reach out to True Vision.
So hook us up. Give me the meeting, and I'll be down there on Thursday. If you got time. Hey, I like eating the charboy oysters. We can go to Stoneworks, Oysters on the Bend, or what's the other one? There's one more that I go to get them. But let's go get something y'all like to eat.
That's last time you was coming from eating when I met you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys, for showing up for us today. And I am in full support of your event. I hope you come down when we have our event in May. And if you don't know, our event in June is really more fun. It's the HBCU send-off. We celebrate all the kids in the community that is going to HBCUs in the fall.
I think that's the one I want to support.
It's a whole day.
Yeah, I want to support that send-off. Send me the sponsorship deck for that, Monique. That send-off, I think that's the place where we'll make the investment.
That send-off is the time had every year.
I'll tell you like this. You have to think about the assets that the Urban League bring to the table. Don't go rent equipment. Talk to your boy first.
Got you. I got you.
Yep.
So
you'd be surprised what we got here in the movement.
Oh, hey. Say this. I don't mind reaching out. Don't mind doing that. But thank you guys for coming. I'm in full support of this successful event. I might not be there Friday, but definitely be there Saturday.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
To seeing you.
Good seeing y'all too.
For inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ. Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Tune in to A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network, the television show dedicated to highlighting incredible students on their quest to change the world. Join us every week as we uplift the youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. Catch A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network. Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson, the television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless, from your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson.